Welcome to Investors Insights. Today our topic is going to be big news north of the border. Well, let's get started, guys. Greg and Bobby are tied up in appointments, so we've got the A-team here. We've got big topics to talk about. Adam really started us off this morning with a lot of big economic news. Will you go over the calendar real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a big week coming up. This week on Monday, consumer spending data comes out, as well as mortgage applications on Wednesday. Non-farm payrolls comes out on Friday. That's going to be important to look at. You know, Hurricane Florence could influence that.
That's very true, and we always watch that with the Fed and everything else. It's a huge number every single month.
Exactly. Earlier this week too, ISM data is coming out on manufacturing. Ashley, I know you had a little bit of information on that end.
Well, and when we were looking at it this morning, ISM data, we get that first on manufacturing, and what's going to be interesting about that is that manufacturing ISM data was a 14-year record in the month of August. So economists still feel like in September it's going to be really, really good, but probably a little bit less than that because number one, in August you hit a very high water mark. But then also too, we've had enough kind of time now that some of the trade and tariff impact is starting to settle in. So that data for the end of September is going to be very interesting on manufacturing to see what kind of impact that's beginning to creep in and have.
You know, that trade data may be transitory at this point because big news came out this morning and over the weekend that the U.S. and Canada have reached a trade deal.
Agreement.
So Canada has joined Mexico in the reworking of NAFTA. That's the biggest trade bloc in the world coming together, which really kind of creates a unified force to North America to maybe deal with the other trade deals we're in the works with. We feel like, you know, the trade's always moving backwards, but we last week we signed a deal with South Korea. Last week also Japan and the European Union co-wrote an article to China about their trade practices, so that's a unified front. And now we've got our big trade bloc coming in together. I think all that shows a lot of strength from a trade standpoint, and we may see more positive signs coming. And I think we're seeing that we may see that in the manufacturing. Any negative trade dip for manufacturing may be just that, a dip.
It may just go right over it. And also too, the service sector data was like that too. It had a very good August and back. But to your point on the Canadian trade, the St. Louis Federal Reserve president said that one of the great things about, you know, having an agreement with the Canadians worked out is it shows consumer confidence that you can have these large trade deals and you can work them out. You know, a lot of the market pop you get from that is people going, well, not only is that solved, but we can solve them. So that's a good positive impact.
I would say there's definitely, from a sentiment standpoint, that was clearly in doubt. If you see what the market is doing this morning, they clearly did not expect a trade deal to come to fruition.
Absolutely.
It looks a little bit of a surprise to the upside. So definitely a really good point to bring up. Well, I hope this was helpful for everybody. Please don't hesitate to comment or call if you have any further questions with us. Also on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, make sure you like, share, and we always appreciate it when you send it to friends and colleagues. I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.